Just 40 seconds left, stay right here. Archangel Michael is lifting his sword of truth because someone you trusted, a woman who once smiled in your face, is now walking into a courtroom with papers that could silence you. But listen, before she reaches that door, heaven is stepping in. Michael says her plan cannot stand when your destiny has already been written in divine ink. She thought her signature would end your voice, but your name is protected in realms she cannot enter. Your truth is louder than her intentions, and the light around you is already exposing what she tried to hide. Keep watching, because this next moment is where everything flips. Archangel Michael is placing a shield over your life, blocking every legal attack, every lie, every attempt to limit your future. Nothing she files can override the protection being released on your behalf right now. If this message is reaching you, it means you are not standing alone. Share this with someone who needs divine justice today, and subscribe so you never miss the guidance meant for you. Your victory is already unfolding. Stay till the end of your story. Stay right here, because Archangel Michael says the moment she tries to step forward, something unexpected happens. The courtroom she thinks will protect her is already shifting in your favor. The energy in that room is turning heavy for her, because every hidden intention she carried is now being revealed in the spiritual realm. Michael whispers that her footsteps are slowing, almost as if an invisible wall has risen in front of her. That wall is divine justice. That wall is truth defending you without needing your presence. She thought she could outrun karma, but karma reached the finish line long before she even began. And listen closely. Michael shows that the papers she is holding are trembling. Not because of the wind, but because her confidence is breaking. She knows something is not aligning anymore. The power she believed she had over you is dissolving. Every lie she tried to build is collapsing under the weight of truth. She cannot silence what heaven has chosen to amplify. She cannot block the path that was carved for you before she even entered your life. Her attempt to stop your voice is turning into a testimony of your strength. Michael says your angels have stepped into every corner of that courtroom, behind the judge, beside the desk, in the very air she is breathing. They are there not to punish her, but to protect you. They are redirecting every negative intention, dismantling every spiritual attack, and covering your name with a shield of light so strong that not even the sharpest accusation can cut through it. You are being defended in ways you can't yet see, in places you haven't even walked into. Heaven is fighting battles you never asked for but still deserve to win. And now, something even more powerful happens. The judge she expected to side with her begins to see the truth. The energy around your name glows with purity, honesty, and divine protection. Archangel Michael says your voice is rising, not in anger, not in fear, but in righteousness. Your story will not be erased. Your purpose will not be interrupted. Your destiny will not be silenced by someone who underestimated the strength of your spirit. If this message is reaching you, it's because you are chosen to rise above every false claim, every hidden betrayal, every plan designed to pull you down. Your angels are not just watching, they are intervening. They are rewriting the outcome in your favor. Stay with me, because the next revelation will show you why her plan collapses completely. If this touched your spirit, share it with someone who needs protection today, and subscribe so you never miss the guidance meant for you. Stay with me, because Archangel Michael is revealing the moment everything turns in your favor. As she steps closer to the courtroom door, her certainty begins to crumble. She feels a pressure she cannot explain, a heaviness that wasn't there before. Michael says it's the weight of truth catching up to her. Every thought she tried to hide, every intention she tried to mask, every lie she rehearsed is rising to the surface. Her hands tighten around the papers, but the papers no longer feel like power, now they feel like consequences she didn't expect. Michael shows you something important. Her plan was never rooted in justice, it was rooted in fear, jealousy, and the desire to stay one step ahead of her own mistakes. She wanted to control the narrative, to twist the story, to silence the one person who carried the strength she never understood. But heaven has decided that your story will not be twisted. Your story will not be stolen. Your truth will not be buried under anyone's insecurity. Inside the courtroom, the energy shifts even further. The air becomes sharp, almost electric, as if the angels themselves are setting boundaries she cannot cross. Michael stands at the front of the room, his wings casting a light that exposes everything hidden in shadows. The judge senses something off, something unspoken, something that makes them look twice at the papers she is holding. The lies don't sit right. The intentions don't match the facts. The energy doesn't align with justice. And suddenly, the confidence she carried begins to drain. Her voice shakes when she speaks. Her arguments fall apart the moment she tries to present them. Michael reveals that your name carries divine protection, and anyone who tries to weaponize it automatically loses the battle. Not because you fought back, but because heaven fought for you. Every step she takes becomes heavier. Every word she tries to push forward becomes weaker. Her story collapses under the weight of truth. But here is the twist Archangel Michael wants you to hear clearly. This entire situation was meant to reveal who you truly are. You are not someone who breaks under pressure. You are not someone whose purpose can be erased. You are someone marked for elevation, someone protected by forces far greater than human intentions. What she meant to use against you is becoming the very thing that clears your path. Michael says your destiny is untouched, your voice is rising, and your future is stepping forward with more power than ever before. No paper, no courtroom, no hidden plan can rewrite what heaven has already approved. If this message is finding you right now, it means the outcome is shifting in your favor at this very moment. Stay aligned, stay grounded, and trust that the divine is already rewriting the ending you deserve. Share this with someone who needs courage today, and subscribe so you never miss the guidance meant for your journey. Stay right here, because Archangel Michael is showing the moment when everything hidden becomes undeniable. As she stands inside the courtroom, clutching those papers, something inside her begins to unravel. Not because anyone confronted her, not because someone exposed her, but because the truth she tried so hard to bury is starting to speak louder than her intentions. Michael says her spirit is shaking, not out of guilt alone, but because she finally realizes she is standing against a destiny that cannot be destroyed. The judge looks at her with uncertainty. The atmosphere around her feels unstable, like the room itself is questioning her motives. Michael reveals that every angel present is guiding the eyes, the thoughts, and the intuition of everyone in that room. They are nudging hearts toward truth. They are pulling away the veil she tried to place over your name. Even people who believed her before can now feel something is off, something that doesn't match her confidence, something that doesn't align with justice. She opens her mouth to speak, but the words do not come out the way she rehearsed them. Her voice trembles. Her explanations don't flow. Her statements contradict each other. The papers she thought would silence you are slowly turning into proof of her own intentions. Michael says her own energy is betraying her. The lies cannot stay sturdy when divine light is shining directly upon them. She senses she is losing control of the narrative, and panic begins to rise behind her eyes. But while she trembles, something powerful is rising for you. Michael shows your energy glowing stronger, even though you are not in the room, even though you have said nothing, even though you tried to stay away from conflict. Your silence is speaking louder than her accusations. Your truth is echoing in realms far beyond human perception. Your spirit is being defended without you lifting a finger. Michael steps closer in the vision, placing his sword between your name and every negative intention. He declares that no legal document, no whispered rumor, no hidden motive has the authority to override what heaven has planned for you. Every attack aimed at your reputation is being reversed. Every attempt to manipulate the system is being dismantled. Every shadow she tried to cast over your life is being pushed back by a light she cannot compete with. And now, the turning point arrives. The judge asks a question she cannot answer. The silence that follows feels like a crack in her entire plan. Doubt spreads through the room. Her confidence collapses completely. She realizes that what she tried to use against you has become the very thing exposing her. Michael whispers that justice is not just coming, it has already arrived. You are being cleared. You are being lifted. You are being protected in ways that rewrite the entire path ahead. If this message is reaching your heart, it is because your breakthrough is already in motion. The situation that was meant to break you is becoming the reason you rise. Share this message with someone who needs divine clarity today, and subscribe so you never miss the guidance meant for your journey. Stay right here, because Archangel Michael is revealing the moment everything flips completely. The courtroom feels tense now, almost frozen, as if time itself has paused to witness the truth rise to the surface. The woman who walked in with confidence is now standing in a storm she can no longer control. Michael says her spirit is sinking because she realizes something she never prepared for: the divine is present, and the divine is watching. The judge studies her again, this time with sharper eyes, deeper instinct, sensing that her story is not sown from honesty. Michael's presence in the room is shifting the atmosphere in a way no human can ignore. The papers she once clung to like armor now feel like chains she forged with her own intentions. Every signature, every line, every accusation she tried to use against you is turning into evidence of her deeper motives. Her breath tightens. Her confidence dissolves. She tries to steady her voice, but the weight of truth pushes against her chest. Michael says this is the moment where masks fall, not because someone tore them off, but because they can't survive in the presence of light. She wanted to silence you, but the silence now belongs to her. She wanted to control the narrative, but the narrative is slipping through her fingers. She wanted the system to work in her favor, but the system is waking up. Michael leans closer, his wings expanding, casting a shield over your name that grows stronger by the second. You are nowhere near the courtroom, yet your energy is becoming the strongest presence in the room. The judge feels it. The clerk senses it. Even she can feel it. This isn't unfolding the way she imagined. What she meant to use as a weapon is turning into her moment of exposure. And now, the shift becomes undeniable. The judge asks for clarification, and she realizes she cannot answer without unraveling her entire plan. She stumbles. She hesitates. Her excuses lose their structure. Michael says the truth is rising like a tide, swallowing every lie she tried to plant. Her intentions are no longer hidden, they are visible through every word she fails to form. Then comes the divine turning point, quiet, powerful, irreversible. The judge begins to question the validity of her claims. Doubt spreads across the room. People exchange glances, sensing the imbalance in her story. The papers she once believed would end your voice now look suspicious, flawed, manipulated. She feels the ground slipping beneath her feet, and for the first time, she realizes she is not fighting you, she is fighting the spiritual protection that surrounds you. Michael whispers that you are being cleared, lifted, and defended not just by truth, but by destiny. You were never meant to fall in this battle. You were meant to be proven innocent without ever lifting a sword. You were meant to be guided into a new chapter that rises from this very moment. Your angels are not waiting for the outcome, they are shaping it. They are bending the situation toward justice, toward clarity, toward freedom. And the woman who tried to silence you is facing the weight of her own intentions, unable to outrun the consequences anymore. If this message is reaching you, it means your breakthrough is already unfolding. Share this with someone who needs divine reassurance today, and subscribe so you never miss the guidance meant for your path. Stay with me, because Archangel Michael is revealing what happens the moment her plans begin to collapse completely. The courtroom feels heavier now, not with fear, but with truth pressing into every corner of the room. Michael says the energy has shifted so strongly in your favor that even people who walked in neutral are now silently standing with you. They can feel it, your name carries a protection she cannot break. The woman who once walked in boldly is now shrinking inside her own intentions. She senses eyes on her, not because people judge her, but because the atmosphere around her story no longer holds weight. Michael whispers that every lie is losing its shape. Her confidence is turning into confusion. Her excuses are turning into unanswered questions. Her plan, once sharp and calculated, now feels like a fragile web falling apart thread by thread. The judge asks another question, simple but piercing, and she freezes. Her heartbeat echoes louder in her ears. The room grows quiet, waiting, watching, sensing the truth rising behind her silence. Michael shows that this is the moment heaven steps in fully, no more shadows, no more deceptive clarity, no more manipulation disguised as justice. The light is too strong. Her story cannot survive it. Her hands shake as she looks at the papers she brought. She realizes they no longer represent power. They represent exposure, consequences, and truth she didn't expect to face. She tries to gather strength, tries to force her voice to match the confidence she once carried, but every word feels heavier than the last. Michael says she is not just facing the judge, she is facing the reflection of her own choices. Meanwhile, your spiritual presence fills the room like a quiet storm. Your integrity speaks through the silence. Your truth carries weight, even though you're not standing there physically. Angels surround your name like a fortress, making sure no falsehood can land, no accusation can stick, no darkness can overshadow what is divinely protected. The judge feels this. The room feels this. Even she feels this. And then, the shift becomes undeniable. A detail she overlooked becomes visible. A contradiction she hoped no one would notice rises to the surface. A hidden intention she tried to mask becomes obvious. Her story unravels in front of everyone, not because someone attacked her, but because her intentions cannot coexist with the light Michael has brought into the room. Michael steps forward spiritually, commanding clarity over the situation. His voice echoes in the realm beyond sight, truth will stand. Falsehood will fall. And instantly, the judge's perspective sharpens. The courtroom energy cleanses itself. The narrative she tried to create loses its footing completely. What she meant for harm is now turning into your vindication. What she hoped would silence you is becoming the reason your name rises stronger than before. The case she thought would damage you is becoming the evidence of your purity, your strength, your honesty. Michael says destiny is placing a crown on your resilience, not a burden on your shoulders. Your angels are not just protecting you, they are restoring you. They are opening doors that her intentions tried to close. They are lifting you into a season where truth is louder than rumor, and justice is faster than fear. If this message is reaching your spirit right now, it means the divine outcome is already sealed in your favor. Share this with someone who needs courage today, and subscribe so you never miss the guidance meant to uplift and protect your journey. Stay with me till the end, because Archangel Michael is revealing the final turn, the moment where everything that tried to rise against you collapses under the weight of divine truth. The courtroom is silent now, not with tension, but with clarity. The air feels cleansed, brighter, almost sacred, as if heaven itself has stepped inside to witness the ending of a battle you never asked for but were destined to win. The woman who walked in confident, who believed her papers held power, now stands small beneath the truth she tried to outrun. Michael says her spirit is cracking under the realization that she was never fighting you, she was fighting the divine protection around you. And no one wins a battle against what heaven has chosen to shield. The judge looks at her, no longer confused, no longer uncertain, now they see everything clearly. Every hesitation, every contradiction, every hidden motive shines through as the divine light exposes it. She tries one final time to steady her voice, to salvage her story, but the words simply will not carry weight anymore. Her voice trembles, her reasoning collapses, her confidence disappears like smoke in sunlight. Michael whispers that this is the moment destiny takes over. The judge begins to speak, and the entire room shifts. Their words do not rise in her favor, they rise in truth's favor. Questions turn into decisions. Doubt turns into clarity. The judgment begins leaning away from her story and toward the divine protection surrounding your name. What she intended to use against you becomes the very reason her case falls apart. The papers she carried, once symbols of power, are now just empty pages of a plan that never had spiritual permission to succeed. She feels the weight of her choices settling in her chest. She looks down, trying to gather the courage to push forward, but the truth is already louder than her attempts. Michael says your name is being lifted in that room without you ever stepping through the door. Your spirit is rising above every false claim, every whispered lie, every plan meant to silence you. The angels surrounding you are not just defending you, they are sealing your victory, setting a spiritual signature over your future that no human hand can rewrite. And then, the final moment arrives. The judge reaches a conclusion, guided by clarity, guided by truth, guided by the light Michael has poured into the room. Their decision flips everything. The case against you weakens. The accusations lose relevance. The attempt to silence you dissolves completely. Justice stands tall, not as punishment for her, but as restoration for you. Michael lifts his sword one last time, declaring the battle closed. Declaring your name cleared. Declaring your path open. Declaring your voice unstoppable. You are stepping into a season where every injustice becomes fuel for your elevation, where every hidden attack becomes proof of your resilience, where every attempt to stop you becomes the reason you rise higher than ever before. If this message has reached you, it means heaven has already ruled in your favor. Your breakthrough is unfolding. Your peace is being restored. Your destiny is protected by a force no human intention can challenge. Share this with someone who needs divine reassurance today, and subscribe so you never miss the messages meant to strengthen your journey.